Lord Odin. I'm sorry I was forced to reject your offer.
You're sorry? Ha! The trickster is unwilling to return to prison and his wife.
Apologies for the fuss, Lord. Time to put Loki back in his hole.
You were a fine host, Dreamweaver. You are welcome at my hall of Glocktheim. My house is yours. My mead and meat are at your disposal.
Thank you, Odin Allfather.
Hey, panelers and Podcastica listeners, welcome to the show. I'm Jayme.
And I'm Mark.
And this episode, we are covering Sandman Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. This is a collaborative podcast along with Podcastica Network, so this podcast will be available for both Panels to Pixels and Podcastica wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And this episode, we're covering Sandman Season 2, Episode 3, entitled More Devils Than Vast Hell Can Hold. And the synopsis for that particular episode is, all the world's a stage as Morpheus summons history's greatest dramatist, as well as Sandman Season 2, Episode 4, Brief Lives. And the synopsis for that one, Morpheus grudgingly helps Delirium search for their vanished sibling in the waking. If it was the walking world, it would be interesting. All right, the waking world, where deadly force lurks in the shadows.
Dun, dun,
So,
dun.
yeah. So we'll be covering these episodes episodically. So we'll go through Episode 3, and then we'll go through Episode 4. And if ever the mingle that happens through conversation, we'll talk about that. But if you have not listened to our previous podcasts, this is a little bit of information. Stop the podcast now if you have not watched the episode or episodes, and then come back to us and then listen. Unless you like to be, surprised or knowing what you're doing. Obviously, the episodes have been launched. You probably have watched them and you want to hear us. Thank you. But for those who haven't, stop now, go back, watch the episodes, come back to us, and then listen to us.
And we appreciate you waiting for us to record this. We had a whole lot of life issues getting in the way of us recording.
That is true. And thank you guys on Podcastica, because a lot of you guys were asking Jason, going, when's the next episode coming out? And honestly, I've had some family issues that were going on for the past couple of weeks. And on top of that, with scheduling and everything, Jayme and I couldn't coordinate. But thank you for coming back to us and listening to us at what we're doing here. So thank you. And please submit any feedback when you can. All right. So we should move on to Episode 3.
All right.
Favorite moments, any thoughts, overall thoughts?
I love the story. Like the whole, sorry. I just
That's
got
okay.
lost in the podcast.
It happens.
I love that, like, my favorite Shakespeare play is, and I'm blanking on the name of it, Midsummer Night's Dream. So having the whole gang, or having otherworldly fairies and stuff come to watch it and inspire the play that's inspired by them, and like the real life Puck and everything. It's so much fun. It's one of my favorite like little mini stories in the whole series.
Yeah. I liked it too, because it was a way for Dream to incorporate everybody from other worldly places to get involved with this. And it was so interesting. And the fact that Loki pushes himself into it, because that's how he is.
Yeah. But that's a fun little trick.
Yeah. And Within the episode, we get his talk with the Queen of the Fairies about meeting before and when she was young, which I thought was very interesting. More of another banquet and another look at Morpheus at the time with long hair, if you remember.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, Sturge is looking lovely and beautiful as a man, honestly. I could say that with full hetero loving, caring, and, admiring. And making the banquet available to those from other realms and hosting another event at this point and it reflecting going back and forth within the episode. I thought it was pretty cool. And the fairies always look so pleasant within it. And
Well, they have their glamour on.
yeah, they do. At one point, we do get where the glamour turns off, but she's still beautiful in my
Yeah, that was a nitpicky part on my.
But the tent looked like a circus tent, in my opinion, like the theater of how it should be. And the theater is more about the fairies and who they are. Puck resembling, honestly, in my opinion, his personality. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You?
Well, I mean, we went through my initial thoughts first, that how much I love that part.
Oh, okay. The only other part I would have be the Queen of the Fairies impressed with Morpheus's work with mortals and their talents, and then Puck uses his magic on the mortal during the intermission of one who played him, now taking on his own character that mortal was and doing his own impression of the work that was given. I thought that was immensely crazy, but typical.
Yeah.
And with that, Morpheus telling the Queen that in time the fairies gave him entertainment and enchantment. So basically, Morpheus was always entertained by these fairies, and he wants to repay them in some way, and he would never forget them, and mortals will remember them, meaning in story and tales. Makes me think of Peter Pan and things of that nature of how fairies work. And then he healed the wounds between the realms, and Waking World still speaks of Oberon and Titania within that whole speech.
Yeah.
You have anything else? Or
Well, we had the beginning where, we see demons having sex.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not something you see very often.
Nope.
And and like we said before, the glamour bothered me. Because in the comic, it's a very drastic difference between the beautiful girl and, I don't want to say a hag, but she's not nearly as beautiful. They should have played that differently.
You are the guru when it comes from the comic book to the adaptation, which we get. So you're saying they were more haggardly.
Yes, there was a real drastic difference between glamour on and glamour off. Not like, oh, well, she's still pretty, not like it's not like makeup on, makeup off.
Yeah.
Like this was makeup on, makeup off. There is a drastic difference between glamour on and glamour off.
It's very similar to, and I don't want to allude to something else that Gaiman had adapted from his books, which would be How to Pick Up Girls at Parties with Ellie Fanning. And Ellie was made to look glamorous at one point, and at certain points, she's more realistic. Ellie Fanning is beautiful, honestly. Yes. She is, regardless with or without makeup, she is a beautiful person.
Absolutely.
And same thing with her sister too. A lot of people can't distinguish between the sisters, and her sister is older and shorter, but still beautiful just the same, and has done as much work. But the thing is like in this version of on the Netflix show, there's really no comparison, in my opinion, of what they look in real life, and there's still beauty there. I don't know why they would say it was ugly. If they did it according to the comic, I think in your version, what you saw in the comic as being,
Yeah.
what they truly looked like, and in comparison to the being fairy dusted.
I mean, at the very least, like in the comic, she ends up having like this crazy wild hair. At the very least, you want to keep the same actress, fine, but make her hair go crazy or something at least. Just a little something more.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could say. I was like, I don't really see a comparison.
Yeah,
It's different.
It was so underwhelming to watch her remove her glamour.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but I adored how Dream handled like, here's a gift, here's my sister, you get to keep a person, and Dream's like, that's not cool, and
Exactly.
he's like, no, and he's like, no, you absolutely have to take her, and Dream's like, all right, if you're gonna live here, guess what, you get to live well, be yourself, be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, Dream came across as a really good guy, which we've been seeing him as probably not a good guy with what he's done to Nada.
Exactly. More negative and his response to that.
So we're seeing him. He's a different person than he was 10,000 years ago.
Yeah, he's evolved, as I like to say. And with that, his decision. And he makes his decision saying that, Morpheus chooses the angels to take the key at this point.
Did you see that coming?
Sort of.
Because I believe we barely talked about the angels last episode.
We did. But the thing is that they were so prolific within their presence. And
they were watching.
They were definitely watching.
I mean, that's why they were there. They were there to watch.
Yeah. And literally, he realized that it had to be torn between two realms. It's either the dark side or the light side, which is God. And God holds control between both realms according to faith or, storytelling, whatnot. And he chooses them, which throws things for a loop too, because it really goes against what he personally would want in comparison to what you would think as a viewer, saying he wants Nada, and that would be Nada's salvation, But
he chose, honestly, probably the right answer.
Yeah.
He thought beyond himself. He thought beyond any alliances he may or may not have had. He thought for the right answer. And
yeah,
even when he talks to Lucifer later, Lucifer's like, that was the right way to do it.
Yeah, and she was a little bit shocked and at the same time going, okay, you worked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God is a cunt. Not something you hear very often.
Meaning that God is a woman.
I didn't put that together. Well done, sir.
Well, honestly, a lot of us out there in this world thinks of God as a woman, and I think of it as nature, but it's all about faith and religion and your ideals and thoughts. I'm not trying to impose my thoughts. I think, honestly, it's nurturing, but also, it can be a reckoning at times. Learn from where you made your mistakes, move forward, and they're always loving and caring. And guess what? You're still embraced at the end. Anyhow, no more religion. Like I said, Morpheus chooses the angels to take the key, and only those that work between heaven and hell, literally where his choice was. And he was trying to be diplomatic about it, and regardless of Azazel's use of a bribe to get the key, then Azazel's ploy for Dream to come and get his love. taunting him with Nada, struggling for all to see, then pulling her out of his grasp, and Azazel renouncing Dream's hospitality. Apparently, the demons rule the dreaming at some points, but Dream knew better and captured him. And
Yep.
that was genius. And
It was
reality
really-
conforms to his design in his own realm. And he shows his power within his realm for those that challenge him in there. And he makes it clear to all his guests vying for the key, saying, hey, you can't really try to deter me. I
Yeah.
have control of my own realm and what you see and how it is. So I really thought that was ingenious.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so like watching that all unfold and be like, oh, snap.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, it was so good.
All right.
And then we get, everybody leaving.
Mhm.
And I liked when Chaos is leaving because Chaos was a lot of fun. She's like, oh, I didn't really want it anymore. But she followed the cardboard box god and was like, nobody clever bees cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cute. I liked Chaos. And like everyone was kind of like, yeah, I didn't really other than Azazel, nobody else was really like, okay, I really wanted that. Everybody else was like, all right, you made your decision. Good choice. I didn't really want it anyway. Bye. Just had to throw my
Exactly.
hat in the ring.
I like Killerkin's farewell message. I thought that was interesting. The girl's farewell was fun, but scary nonetheless.
Yeah.
The demon stating that Azazel was more a warrior than a diplomat was like very outrightly.
Yeah.
And,
Accurate.
yeah, and the demons thanked Dream for his mercy and giving Azazel for the time to understand his thoughts. and then Odin with his sons, Loki gagged and taken away by Thor by force was interesting. I thought that was funny. And Odin offering Dream a place of merriment in his realm and is welcomed, meaning
Yeah.
that he has a companion and a bit of respect in other realms, which is great. But how long does Odin have? The only person that would be left after Odin would be Thor, who is in control of Loki at this point. So I'm curious where that goes and leads. The fairies leave, but leave Nuala to dream for what he wants. And you can see that Nuala wants to stay and doesn't see it as a prison.
No, it seems like her life at home is pretty. I'm going to go with submissive to everyone else's whims.
Yeah.
So here she'll get to actually enjoy life.
Yeah, it's part of her dream and everything. Yeah. And Dream welcomes it, and and she doesn't feel compelled to come back to the realm when she feels and the need to do so. So, and Dream asks Nuala to remove her magics while in this realm. And,
Underwhelming. We
Yeah, I
discussed
know.
that.
Yeah, she does so, and she looks and sounds different. Her accent isn't as posh as it was before, but Dream is impressed about it because it's more of a realistic and without the glamour that's there. And I thought that was there was a bit of respect to that, which is really good writing. And I think that falls upon the original writer.
Oh, agreed.
You have anything else?
With that part, I think we covered all of it.
Well, I have a little bit more.
Okay.
Loki staying as Lord Susanna was interesting.
Yes.
I thought that was interesting. The confrontation was interesting between Dream and Loki. Loki demanding and requesting to free them both.
Loki is a trickster. I love that he's a trickster.
He is, and that's who he is. Loki agrees to Dream's terms. Nothing yet, but to do something for him when the time was right while he hides Loki. Now that is interesting. So he could utilize Loki at any given point.
Yep.
So that was something that I picked up. And Dreams talk with Lucifer. We already spoke about that. You actually spoke
Yep.
about that, about who he gave the key to. These are just side notes, everybody. So she thought he was there to gloat about it, but about his loss, telling her that he gave it back to God. She wished she had thought of it. And you brought that up, Jayme, and I thought that was it was incredible.
And also, she's like, a whole lot of drama for such an easy answer.
Exactly.
Like, it didn't need to be so dramatic.
Yeah. In her mind, it was like perfect. And I could have told you that.
Yeah. We had a whole lot of drama over nothing.
The last thing I would have, well, second to last, Dreams meeting with Nada. He takes the form she knows, and he feels like he acted dishonorably to her.
Yeah, the Nada thing I wanted to get into a little bit more.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, so it played out properly to me being a comic book reader. I'm not sure how you saw it, but obviously you saw it properly, but I think some other people had some problems with Dream's face changing.
Yes.
But because
he was going from like what she saw him as, but yet she still knew who he was. Yeah.
So in the comic, it's much more clear because there's just some things that are easier to draw than to put on screen. Mm-hmm. Dream appears to you as you want to see him. And there's other examples of this in other instances, but I can't think of any of them at the moment. But basically, like, if there was a cat god, he talks to that god like, and he is a cat at the time. He talks to Nada. He is black. He talks to other Japanese people. He's Japanese. Whatever you would envision.
It takes on the form of what that person would perceive as what they need to be or look at.
What a god would be to them too.
Correct.
So, and I felt like that could be a little confusing to someone who didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a problem, but I liked the cat eyes on her.
Oh, they were great.
They were awesome. And I like that she was pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. She took it out on him and verbally abused him.
And smacks him.
Yeah.
And he's not happy about that. Like, he's not used to that.
No, he's not. He was expecting her to embrace him, love him for who he is, and what he did for her. But it was quite the opposite, and to some degree. Yeah. And he was not prepared for that. It's as if his heart broke at that time. Did you get that out of that, or was I thinking too much into it?
I think that could be right. I mean, I'm a little colored by the comic because she wasn't as pissed in the comic. She just kind of goes away.
Really?
So yeah, it's not as much of a. It's not as much of a fight. She just asks a favor of him. She asks to be reborn as a baby and start her life again on Earth.
Well, with adaptations, things change.
Yeah, exactly. And they've changed a lot. And this one, I kind of like, it makes sense. I'm not mad about this. It's an interesting take. It's a different take. I don't think it's better or worse. But yeah, she just kind of is like, I'm done. I don't want to be around you. You had your chance. You lost it. I want to start life over and try again at life. So he puts her into a baby.
Yeah. And my final note would be you can see that Nada broke Dream's heart, saying that his kind cannot truly love anyone. Yeah. Saying that it is only desire. Now, mind you, Desire is one of his siblings.
And there's something going on with them still. He doesn't trust Desire at all.
Correct.
So using that word gets to him. Yeah, I have that note too. Like,
yeah. And he can't understand it and doesn't realize it, but she doesn't love him as the way he feels for her. But she bids him farewell and calls him Kakul, which is the character representation that she knew him as.
Yes.
Doesn't even call him Dream or the Dream Master. So that ends it for my notes and my thoughts. But do you have anything more, Jayme?
I mean, it's interesting to see someone of that power be that crushed. Like, he's had 10,000 years to get over her.
Yeah.
And didn't. He's still crushed. He's still evaluating his life. He's rethinking his life. There was there was a quote in there, like, to dwell in the past is a hell if it's of its own one. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And now he is dwelling on the past. He is in his own head. He is wondering if he can ever be loved. He's he's in a sad spot.
Yeah.
He needs, Gilmore Girls in a tub of ice on Netflix and a tub of ice cream.
Oh my goodness. The only thing I have left of my notes will be quotes. Do you have any particular quotes?
Let's see if we have anything that I did not already state, because I keep doing that.
Okay.
With Lucifer, if I can begin again, perhaps you can too.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one for really anyone. We covered that one. Yeah, I think we covered all the other ones that I had made notes of.
I have 4, which is very odd. I went a little bit deep diving, everybody. Anyhow, I have one from Morpheus saying, "Nothing lasts forever." And that was before the banquet from the past when fairies come and talk to him. Meaning that he understands that nothing lasts forever, and these are intricate moments that they have to deal with. Puck during the play saying, "I'd forgotten me what strange creatures mortals can be. Oh, how I ache to make a sport of them."
And that was from the play.
Yeah.
One of the more famous lines from the play, which is awesome.
It's amazing. And then another one from Morpheus saying, "Things not have happened to be true. Tales and dreams are the shadow truths that will endure when mere facts are dust and ashes and forgot." So, and then the last one I would have would be "Nada to dream about regretting what he did for eternity," stating, "To dwell on the past is a hell on its own, one I wouldn't wish upon anyone."
And we leave Dream doing just that.
Correct. Because he's infinite.
Yes. He's got a whole lot of past to dwell in.
Yes, he does. All right. I guess we could move on to episode 4, Brief Lives, which we already talked about and gave the synopsis for. Just to recap, Morpheus grudgingly helps Delirium search for their vanished sibling in the waking world where deadly force lurks in the shadows. With
Delirium. I love Delirium.
Yes, I know you do.
She's so cute.
So what did you think about this particular episode? Because this kind of spotlights her.
It spotlighted her a lot. Again, we keep changing from the comic. I think knowing they only had one season left, things got changed a lot more than they wanted to, than they intended to at the beginning.
Yeah, they kind of fast forwarded to certain events.
There's one thing I'm very, very sad about.
Okay.
And this is, a comic-y spoiler, but Wanda is its own. Wanda is its own. It's a totally different story in the comic, and it's one of my absolute favorites, and it's not here.
Well, that's a hint to the listeners out there. Go out, buy the compendium if you can.
Or find some if you're not in
or
if
trade
you don't want
paperbacks.
trade paperbacks is what I have. I find them easier to read than the
There you
big
go.
giant compendiums. And if you have the opinion that you do not want to give the author money, buying used does not give the money back to the author.
Exactly.
Just throwing that out there if that's how you feel
Yeah,
about
yeah.
things.
Well, we said we wouldn't really talk about too much about what's going on with Neil Gaiman and everything, with everything legally and everything else. There are other ways and means for you to purchase everything without having, and if you feel that angst against the actual the creator that is out there, which is Neil Gaiman, you could still purchase those used, and you
I mean,
could go
I
forth.
got most of mine used just because that's the price point I was at the time I was reading these books.
Well, a lot of the times that when you go to conventions and there are comic book conventions out there, everybody do that.
Or
You
your local comic book store.
or
Support
yeah,
your local comic book store if they still exist.
exactly. And I have the first compendium. I'm halfway through it. It's a long journey, everybody. Trust me. I'm not even anywhere halfway near what Jayme has gotten through.
It's
So
worth it. It's such a good ride.
it's a good ride, and you can find them. If you guys are a fan of Kevin Smith, and this is a cheap pop and plug for Mr. Kevin Smith, go to the Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey.
He's going to
And
be in my town on Saturday.
well, his birthday just passed too, and I was invited to it, and I was like, I can't afford anything, and I was told, dude, just show up. I'm like, oh man, I can't even afford to do that.
Aww.
That's how work has been lately, everybody. Everybody's kind of riding that hardship way. But I wish Kevin the best on his 55th, and I hope you all do the same. But they had a whole thing for fans and fandom and everything else. But they do hold a lot of Sandman comics in the Secret Stash in in Red Bank, New Jersey. Just check it out and go there, and go to Smodcastle, and go to smodcastle.com and get your tickets too, because he'll do some live events every once in a while. So it's a cheap plug and pop for Mr. Kevin Smith. And yes, happy 55th birthday to Mr. One and Only Kevin Smith. Anyhow, yeah, you could find that stuff out there. You could go to conventions, go to comic book shops. I do believe Bard College, where Mr. Gaiman was teaching. I'm not sure if he's still part of the faculty,
I haven't checked.
but they were selling everything at the bookstore. So if they still have them there, you could still buy them as a student. Unfortunately, if you're not a student, you can't go outrightly and go there and purchase them. You can find stuff on Amazon and other ways of purchasing online. Me, I already talked to Mr. Mike Zapsik and saying, hey, I need my compendium number 2 of Sandman. Because it's leather bound, and I have that signed by Mr. Gaiman for the first one. I need to complete the set.
I have 2 signed books by him.
I have 5. And Jamie's like, I hate you.
No, I have American Gods and his ABC children's book.
Awesome. But I have to let you listeners know, it's so funny. It's not me bragging. I have the Compendium 1 signed by Neil Gaiman. I have How to Pick Up Girls at Parties, which I got at the night of the viewing of that particular movie at Bard College. And I also got American Gods, the book, signed by him, as well as the trade paperback that they sold at the time, at that night. And there was a Batman issue that he had done years ago that I have. And those I'll hold on to, because honestly, we could hate the creator, we could hate what he had done in his personal life, but I can't hate what he had created in art. And that's the whole thing. And that's what really boils down to me with how it is. Uh, a lot of people hold judgment and just hold that like anger and hate and saying, I'll never read this again. But the art is there, regardless of the person being laxed when it comes to personal boundaries. And it's so sad to say. It's not me putting my personal thoughts. It's just, it's like I've had this. I've had this for a long time, and I really liked what I read, and I like where it came from. But when the truth of a person comes out, it's really upsetting to hear.
But nothing has been proven in court, so that's why we're not
Exactly.
we're not jumping into it.
That's we're not jumping into it. I'm holding on to it because I love the work that was there. And I have stuff that's signed. Jayme feels the same way with the work that she has signed as well. So
and it was all purchased before any of this stuff came out.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So let's move on.
Back to Brief Lives.
I'm gonna wipe off my bad tongue.
Back to Brief Lives and Adorable Delirium and going into the waking world.
Yes. All right. So what were your thoughts about this particular episode? Did you like it, love it, hate it?
I liked it. I feel like I would have liked it a lot more had I not been a comic reader.
Well, and this is where you come into play.
It's just, it felt rushed.
It did feel rushed.
So it felt rushed to you as well.
It did feel rushed to me for the fact of a viewer, because I was like, all right, she's saying so much stuff. And I'm like, but I'm missing a lot. What's going on here? So.
Yeah, it felt a lot of the important characters we get to know a lot better in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
So when things happen to them, it's much more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
We have an entire book of just Wanda's life. And we don't get that.
Yeah.
we get to know
over.
We get to know Wanda a little bit. It's sad. But it's not like in the end, in the comic, it hit me hard. Like it was one of those where I had to like put the book down, just be with my thoughts for a while, and I didn't have quite that much of an impact.
It's a real story that you actually get involved within the comic, whereas with this, it's just brief moments of flashes and memories that we get for the character. And
if we went into it, it would be basically a bottle episode, which happens. But I think they had to shorten things for time because they
were limited.
Realized they were getting one season, so they consolidated one of the. I keep saying best. I love the book so much.
Exactly.
But Wanda's storyline is fantastic, and I'm glad we saw her. But this is not the Wanda I know and love.
Well, that would get you, the listeners, to go deeper into the actual story and read them.
Or listen to the audiobook if you don't have time to read. Audiobook is also fantastic.
Oh, yeah. They did a whole narrative a couple of years ago, didn't they not?
Yeah, they did versions 1 and 2. I don't remember if 3 came out or if that got held up with everything else. But I know they did volumes 1 and 2, which covers a good chunk of the comics.
Yeah, and you guys could actually do that.
I've mentioned it before, but it's a full audio drama. It's not one person doing funny voices, because I have a friend who hates that. It's not one person doing funny voices. Each character is their own person. You've got famous people doing it. Believe David Tennant is Loki. I might be pulling that. I know David Tennant is in it.
Yeah, David Tennant is definitely in it.
Loki. I know he's in it. I believe he's Loki, but I'm not 1,000% positive. But you can see him being Loki, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. There's a ton of other names that you know and love, and other people you don't who just do a fantastic job. And even if you have the comics and read them and haven't listened to the audio drama, I recommend it. I might do another re-listen soon. Um,
That'd be amazing.
but yeah, so I liked it. I didn't love it because I'm a comic book reader. And that happens.
Well,
It's hard
actually,
to separate the two.
I
I
honestly, I have not read that deeply into the comic at this point, but even with my compendium. But the thing is that I just liked it. It wasn't anything I fell in love with, but I wanted more. And just like you stated, that there was more within that particular character that it made me want more. And we didn't get more of that story. It was like an NCIS like episode that just didn't get it's just desserts of the full story. I don't know if I'm describing it that much,
no, I
but
think it comes across to
because that's literally how they kind of go through everything with any episode, in my opinion. Um, with that, it's like Morpheus depressed about Nada and Lucienne trying to figure out what to do with her rooms since she isn't staying in Dreamland with them.
well, I mean, and we start, just going back to Dream, we start with it's
Yeah.
pouring. He is a very, very sad dream.
Yes, it's a sad dream because everything reflects his feelings, and Rain shows his depression.
And he's worried that he's incapable of love.
Correct.
Um, and have you seen the memes?
No.
They've taken screenshots from the beginning scenes and just write wet dream.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
It's so bad, it's funny. Sorry.
Poor Sturridge. I feel bad for him. He's gonna show up at a convention going.
I'm sorry, I'm 12 years old.
He's
Yeah,
a pretty boy though, but he'll get over it.
but he's in a terrible spot mentally.
Yeah.
And his sister comes because she's got a plan to go find their lost brother.
Yeah.
And she's adorable and fun, and the dragon that she now wants to have as a pet. And Matthew is like, she's like, "Oh, I know you." And he's like, "No, I would remember you." And she's like, "Oh." But like she seems so flighty and so not remember, but then she has these moments of I don't want to call it lucidity, but just these moments of sadness. Like
Fancy.
there's something going on.
She has moments of sadness and fancy at moments, like happiness and sadness at the same time.
Yeah, where she's like, "Please don't make me go away." Like it's something he's done to her before. And
as if he manipulated her in some way.
Yeah, and when they're having dinner, she's like, "I'm trying very hard to be good." And because, I want you to come with me and I want to be good and you'll only do it if I'm good. But I see you laughing behind your face like you always do. Like that's so deep.
There was like something sinister behind.
No,
Dream.
like more like she knows he's humoring her. He's not going to do what she wants. He's just humoring her, trying to keeping a straight face in front of her, but in his head he's like, "Oh." Like, and she knows this. She knows what's
placating to her.
Yeah, and she knows that he's not going to take her seriously. He's not going to help her. She's had what feels like a lifetime of this where her siblings don't help her, don't take her seriously, and she's dealing with all of this.
It's literally him putting a band-aid over his sister to take care of her.
Oh, and not even that. More push her away. Like that's what it comes across as. Like she's
hiding
been
her from the issues at hand.
Yeah, she's been ostracized by the family because she's so flighty and crazy and weird, and they kind of all humor her, but nobody likes her. Nobody does things like, Desire and I'm coming up with this delirium, but that's not right. Pain.
No.
Desire and Despair are partnered up.
Yeah.
Dream and Death are partnered up. Destiny doesn't want anybody. He's got his plan.
Yes.
It feels like Delirium had her other brother. Those two did a lot together, and then he went away, and she's
Lost.
She's lost. And similarly, right now, Dream is lost. He wants Nada. So Delirium comes to him and is like, hey, let's go to the waking world. And he's like, she's trying to convince him. She's gone through this. She's practiced it. The other siblings have already told her no. She's practiced this all. And then she's convinced that he's not going to do it. But because he also is looking for someone in the waking world, he's like, all right, let's do it.
Delirium in with him, which is part of my notes saying Dream's journey with Delirium to find destruction in the waking world together.
But it's not like he's not doing it for her. He's doing it for himself. At least it's at the start.
It's selfish. Yeah.
At the start, it is very selfish. He's going for Nada. He's going to try and find Nada, who doesn't want to be found. And he's not. But it's just sad. Like, I love Delirium, but she's also a deep character. Like, there's more to her than just a flighty, funny girl who makes butterflies and has 2 different colored eyes and all this crazy hair.
Yeah, we only get a quarter of that character within this particular show at this point.
Yeah, and like in the comic, it's so fun because he's always so black and white, and so is Death. Like a lot of the comic up to this point is very, very black and white. Desire adds some pops of red. And then all of a sudden, Delirium comes in, and she is chaos, and she is color, and she is rainbow, and she is pastels, and it's just the way everything's drawn and comes together is just so amazing. Like, the comic is so perfect.
It's on as if you are on an acid trip, everybody.
Yeah, but it's good and it's fun and it's
childlike. I've never taken acid, so I don't know.
I haven't either.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Once, and wasn't told that that's what I was doing, but that's a different story. Yeah, that's a story for a very long time ago. Not today.
Don't tell your kids that. Okay.
Yeah.
Edit that out. But she kind of is on that trip of everything, and he is following through it. But you see that in the comic, but within the show, you don't really see too much of it. It's kind of like misplaced images and things of that nature.
Yeah, like a lot of this, I was curious how much I was inferring because I knew the comic and how much actually came across on the screen. But we also do learn the missing brother is destruction.
Yes.
And that his realm is out of control. Delirium wants to find him because you should find people.
Yeah, and they give him a Rolls Royce with Delirium.
But I mean,
to find destruction.
But Dream is mad because he's like, he abandoned us. We shouldn't go find him.
Correct.
And Delirium is like, no, if somebody, you should go after somebody because maybe they want to be found. They want to see if you're going to find them. And it's an interesting, like the best stories are in that gray area. Like, who's right? Is Dream right that we should let him be? Or is Delirium right that he was just looking for someone to chase him? Because sometimes that's how you feel. Like, you feel fed up, and you're going to leave, but you really want somebody
Everybody's
to say, no,
on their
don't
own
go.
mission in this particular episode, if you think about it. Delirium, Dream, and Destruction. And I have a little bit of a note here that might be clue to something. Wanda talking about the Land of Oz books and saying that Judy Garland is in the Wizard of Oz, which is basically gay culture, as we all know.
Yes.
But the Marvel's Land of Oz is trans culture, if you think about it.
And there were trans characters in these books in the 80s, written lovingly, written with knowledge and acceptance. And that's part of what makes these books so beautiful, is because they were sometimes the first time somebody in that culture saw something good written
Within
about
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And later on, we all, like Delirium says something about Julie Garland spent some time in her realm. Like, that's not surprising.
Yes. I thought this was a nice interaction of inclusion within the show, which I like to see. Honestly, I have friends within the trans world, gay community, and everything. And yeah, I know there's a lot of haters out there, but I accept friends for who they are and how they are and who they are. But it really touched my heart that I got to see that on screen. That, within this kind of an episode. And it's more of an acceptance. And I really wish people would. I really hate getting political or anything like that when it comes to this, but I just want more acceptance of people. It's like it's okay to be you and who you are and understand that, but understand them as a person, whether they be a relative, friend, or whatnot. That's all I have to say. But this was so touching in a sense of it showed a lot of respect in it and within the episode. So that's all I have to say.
People the way they should be treated.
Exactly.
But we have the one thing or the question, like, did Desire inspire Delirium to go to Dream and start this mission? Like, is this still all part of Desire's master plan that we still don't know what it is? We know Desire is up to something.
Oh yeah,
but what
they are they
up to?
They are crazy, and we all know this. and the actor who plays them, amazing. I love it. But we do get a point in the episode where Dream is seeing Ishtar, which is really Belili. Is that their name?
Did I write it down? That's the good question.
And apparently it was one of Destruction's girlfriends, and Dream told him to end it. And he came to find out about his brother within that whole thing. Yeah, I think it was
Delirium had her notes of these were my brother's friends.
Correct.
And they were these weird cryptic descriptions. I mean,
yeah,
Delirium is such a good image of a mental health crisis or issues, like somebody having mental health issues, and just Dream, but Dream understands it. Dream figures out, it was like the dancing lady, and we skipped over the guy.
Trying to figure out who it
Bernie is. Capex.
Yes.
And the lawyer, like, Dream knows who these people are too. So he's down. He's ready to go figure this all out. And Dream's like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go to the waking world. I've got a travel agent. Apparently there's a interdimensional travel agent. Which is pretty interesting. But right before they make it to New York, we get to see Destruction.
We do get a glimpse. Yeah.
And his dog, Barnabas. Because who doesn't love a doggy?
Yeah, that is true.
Especially a talking doggy who mocks your paintings.
Oh, jeez.
But, like, important thing, Destruction still has a gallery. Like, if he didn't want to reach his siblings and he didn't want to be found, truly, like, Delirium might be right. He wants to be found. He wants someone to get him because he still has a gallery. We see it.
Which makes me think, and I have to go back 2 episodes, when we saw Desire, did they not have a gallery?
Desire has a gallery.
of their own artwork.
Desire has a gallery of all the siblings in their own manner. Like every
No. In the real world.
in the real world?
Yes. We saw it 2 or almost 2.5 episodes when they were
I don't
brought
if it was
in.
this if it was pictures of all the siblings, I didn't put that together. Ooh. You could be right. Yeah.
Listeners, let us know. Go back and rewatch that episode when you see Desire walking through her own gallery or their own gallery. Got to get my pronouns right.
Yeah, I
Their
struggle
own
with that.
gallery. And a lot of the images are of themselves, but there are other images as they're walking by of paintings and whatnot, art, designs.
Because the gallery is very important. It's how the siblings call to each other.
Correct.
Like you've seen it at this point.
Slow it down. Let us know. Comments.
Oh, I'm gonna look at it tomorrow morning.
You know what episode I'm talking about, though,
Yeah,
right?
no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at that tomorrow. But yeah, the galleries are very important to the siblings. That's how they contact each other. That's how they, either all at once or one at a time. And they say, I forget if it's been that much in the show, but in the comic, it's always, "Hey sibling, I stand in my gallery calling to you. Will you answer?" Like it's always, "I stand in my gallery calling to you." Like
blah
it's
blah blah, like a god talking out. It's like, "Oh, you need to beseech to me." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
and then and this is a little bit different.
But the fact that Destruction has a gallery, I mean, it's not bright and shiny. It's obviously not in use. But the fact that he still has one it's not just still sitting in his realm somewhere. It's with him is very interesting. I thought was a very interesting fact.
And it's still a bit of idolization or idol.
It's basically it's basically a family portrait. It's broken up.
It is, but it's part of, because people who still follow those gods are idolaters and keep their god alive through that.
Yeah. That's
meaning
not
that he is kept.
I get what you're saying. That's a bigger, and that's something that Gaiman gets into a lot. More so in American Gods than anything else.
Yeah, I know.
He plays with that a lot in American Gods and in Anansi Boys. But he does touch on it here. I could be wrong, but I personally don't feel like that's the reason for the gallery here.
I think the brother, like he is still longing for his siblings.
I think he wants them to come to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Delirium is right, because we had that question before. Like, is Dream right where he left? He doesn't want to be found. We should ignore him. We should be mad at him and give him his wishes. Or is Delirium right that sometimes people want to be found? And I think the fact that he has a gallery means he didn't give up all hope. He didn't cut every last tie. They may be thin, they may be threadbare ties, but they're still there. He still has something.
Exactly.
But he has the warning that something's happening. Like, he knows his brother's coming. He knows his brother and sister are coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't seem terribly happy, but he also doesn't get up and leave.
No. He's accepting everything as it comes.
Yeah. And lots of people have complicated relationships with their family and have been in similar spots. This is not a God's issue per se. This is a very human issue.
A human issue, or just existent issue. As I say, existent. Doesn't mean God, doesn't mean human, doesn't mean anything. Just how we all presence, how we accept things. It's the only way I can make it seem universally accepted. You could be of any platform at that point, but that's my thought. You could tell me different.
No. So now we are in New York City with Farfel Travel,
Mm-hmm.
a very discreet getaway car.
Mm-hmm.
and it's not so discreet. That's a pretty fancy schmancy. I'm going to notice that car.
Yeah, Rolls Royce. Yeah.
Yeah. Feels a lot like Crowley's car.
Yep. And that would be Good Omens, everybody.
Yes, which if you haven't watched that or read that, so good.
And
Anyway,
there's talk of another season, but we don't know.
I think
exactly.
they're doing one episode is what I heard. Like one more episode.
That would be amazing if it's a 2-hour episode.
Yeah. But so we're on Earth and we find out that there are 60 people walking the Earth with memories of mammoth and saber-toothed tigers. And Bernie Capex is one of them. So there's more than just the one guy we met that Dream allowed to live forever. There are 60 people who have been living forever for whatever. We know 2 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
We know Bernie. He's almost died a few times.
That is true.
And then he does. And was it 12,000 years old? He finally meets death after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And we get one of my favorite quotes of the whole series. He asks Death, "Is this what I get?" And Death says, "You get what everyone gets. No more, no less. A lifetime."
That is true.
A lifetime sometimes is a few hours, or sometimes it's 12,000 years. But you get what everyone gets. No more, no less. A lifetime. That was one of those things that when I read it, I sat with it for a minute. Like it just made such an impact on me. So it was nice.
Yeah, it could be a few seconds.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have to be 12,000 years. It could be a few seconds. It's the literally having the ability to have been living.
Yeah.
For that moment.
Everyone is guaranteed a lifetime, just not specified how long a lifetime is.
And it makes you think about the animals out there, everybody.
Yeah.
How long does a bird live? An insect, a squirrel, how many have seen? I actually had something when I was driving in Massachusetts. I literally saw a bird on the highway and literally got squashed.
Oh.
Within a matter of a moment. And I was on the road and the truck in front of me, I was like, oh my God. How long?
First thing I ever, my first roadkill was a bird.
Yeah. And it's so sad, but they had that moment in their life where they had those moments. And, whether they were conscious about it or had a soul or anything of that nature, I think that universally at that point. And it's a strange way of thinking about it, but everything is cyclical. And I like to think about that. You could think of me wrong and say, hey, you're wrong based upon your own religious thoughts. I'm not trying to be religious, but I think that we do come back at some way. I'd hate to be a squirrel having a nut at one point and then going, I was like, oh, darn. Here I go again. Now I'm in Zimbabwe or whatever, and as a different creature, and it's like, oh, okay. And then there I am. There was a movie years ago. I forget who it was. It was a comedic actor. He did it where he kept seeing everything of your life. But if they did animals, it would have been interesting. he kept playing some weird, strange characters. I thought it was hilarious. But I think that we do encounter this over and over again in some way. And once you are blessed at that point where to have more than enough time to do that and experience it, it's great. Whether or not, if it's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fall back on and saying, yeah, it's not real. I'm just saying that it's like, we don't know unless you have the Om out there that tells you everything. Well, we don't have the but I really like the idea and that thought. I think it's so funny it's a bit humorous, but also realistic. And it's a good way to live a life because sometimes you hear, and then I've had friends where they were here and then they were not,
Yeah.
but they had a great life. And I loved having them within my life, and they lived a great life. And some of them were taken too soon, but you know what? They lived. And there are some people out there in this world that just don't get a chance to live. No, and that's not one of those pro-life things and blah blah blah.
All right.
I kind of talk too much. I'm a little verklempt. Think about this. Think about biscuits, some pastries.
All right. How about we talk about Barney Capex's accident? Do you think it was just that? It was just that an accident, or there was something more to it? Because Dream seems to believe that there was something more to it than after 12,000 years. Something.
It was planned. That was planned. It was a mob hit.
Something got in the way of them. Yeah, exactly. Something got in the way of them meeting.
It was a God hit, not a mob hit.
I agree. There's something up here.
Yeah. And
Delirium doesn't see it.
No, she don't.
A sweet, innocent child.
She is well. Obviously, she's delirious. She's delirium. She lives in her own world. That's the whole point. Delirium.
Yes. So now they have to go to Philly, which is hey. I mean, I like New York better than Philly too, so I'm not gonna.
But I do like Philly. I can't say I can't like Philly. I like their cheesesteaks.
Philly's got some pros and cons.
They do.
I would, living here, I would say personally the pork sandwich is my favorite over the cheesesteak, given the choice. But
well, honestly, there's a lot of stuff out there in Philly that is historical stuff and a lot of other things. Yeah.
I drank at the bar that the founding fathers drank at.
There you go. See, yeah. But
but so we're going to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
But first, they're going to stop and have, quote, dinner at a place with fellow travelers. Which becomes an interesting dinner, and you get some great stories, and you get to know our characters all a little better. And you find this is where you dig into the trans thing. And if you can walk away from this story and have any opinion other than trans people are people and deserve love and acceptance, then I don't know what you just watched. I don't understand you.
Honestly,
and that's fine. We don't have to have, I mean, I believe you're in agreement with me, so we don't have to get into this, but it's beautiful. It's a fun part. It's a well done part. It's delved into it's delved into a little more deeply in the comic if that's something you're interested in. But I liked the dinner scene.
Yeah, the dinner scene was definitely done well, and I do enjoy it. And for those who want to know and understand awareness, do that. Watch the scene, but also read the comic.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, we now go see the dancing woman.
And
that's our Istar of Balili, the stripper.
Yeah.
She is the god of sex and war. So obviously stripper makes sense. And the war part, you understand why destruction was her friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes perfect sense. And you also learn that gods can be killed when people stop believing. And
Correct.
that's why she doesn't have the power that she had. She has a little bit of power. She can get people to open their wallets. She can use her sexy wiles.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
have a good conversation with her and Dream, if you want to get into any of that.
Uh, he kind of delves into the relationship and where she was at with destruction,
Yeah. And
and I thought that was interesting. And it's kind of like he disappeared. He lost passion at one point, and then she just faded into this existence.
and Destruction felt sorry for Dream. We
Oh
find
yeah,
out and Dream's feeling sorry for himself. So to find out that his brother, we're kind of feeling like Dream is validating Dream's feelings at this point that he can't be loved,
yeah.
which is
But what was going on with Ishtar or Belili at that point through the talk and then their last dance? It was exposing herself to the world
hmm
at towards the end, and it is a strip joint, but the dance was more ethereal with a sheer white dress you could see through. It
it
was
was
mesmerizing a
it was
bit.
gorgeous. I know mesmerizing is the absolute right word, and I love that before she goes out, it's like if I am to die tonight, because Dream comes to warn her, like, hey,
Correct.
stuff is going down. You need to be careful. And she's like, if I'm going to die tonight, then I will do so as a goddess.
And then she went out. She flamed out. She
Literally.
literally, and it was going to blow up. And Dream telling Delirium and Wanda to run,
Yeah.
and all left with destruction, quote unquote.
Yep. There's a
And
wake of destruction going on while we're looking for destruction.
just like his brother. So, but Wanda doesn't survive at
I
the end.
know.
It's so sad.
Yeah, Wanda.
And then Despair
Wanda is
showing.
supposed to be our trans friend, but that's not how it played out.
I know. But Despair showing up and seeing the aftermath and turning Delirium against Dream and runs back to her realm, not wanting to see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, she feels used about the whole situation. And honestly, I think Despair is using Dream as a pawn for something, in my opinion.
Desire is using everyone
Yeah.
as a pawn. I don't even know that. I know Despair is helping her,
Hmm.
but I don't know that Despair is doing it of
It
her
could be
own free will.
Desire
Or I
using
know
Dreams.
Despair is helping Desire, and I don't know if Despair is of her own free will.
I
Like,
don't
we
think
don't know
so
how
either.
much control Desire has in all of this because Desire can inspire thoughts.
Yes. Yeah. And saying they don't manipulate people, that people manipulate them and what they want to do, which is interesting. And then, but in the end of the night, Bernie, Wanda, and Ishtar are all dead. And yet
Yep.
they are still there in
And
some way.
and Delirium, it's just her heart is broken. And I just want to give her such like the biggest
Yeah,
hug.
I know. I know. That's what's so sad about it. But that's all I have. The only thing I have is one note and one quote.
I'll go with your note and then we can bump into the quotes.
All right. Well, the note I have is Beat of Your Own by Katie Hersey, playing when Dream asks the lady to take him to fellow travelers after finding out that Kovacs died. So that was a song quote or a note that I have. Beat
I
of
always leave
Your
the song
Own.
stuff up to you. You're much better at it than I am.
Another one would be another song one. I Hear It Through the Grapevine, performed by Gladys Knight when Dream and Delirium enter the strip bar. So I don't know if you caught those.
I did not catch the second one. Those are good. That was good. That was a good pickup.
Yeah, so I kind of picked those up. I try to pick up music quotes and thoughts based upon the scene and then what I could equate them to. I only have one quote, and that would be Delirium saying, "I love Julie Garland. She used to spend a lot of time in my realm."
Makes perfect sense. She was
Exactly.
also Judy Garland had a very interesting, very tortured life too.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
With drugs and
Abuse by too many people.
too many men, possibly
People
women.
people taking advantage of her. Like it makes sense that they were in the same realm.
Yeah.
So I've got a Delirium quote that's a little more fun.
Okay.
Can I drive? I bet I'd be really good.
I love her.
Yeah, but then a little sadder of one. I should have done it the other way. We end on a high note, but instead we're ending on a sad note. I feel like someplace nobody goes anymore.
Mm, yeah.
That one hit a little hard. I think we've all felt like that.
We have, yeah.
I think that's our coverage of episodes. What episode were we on?
3 and 4.
I remembered the
Sandman.
names of them. I just didn't remember the numbers.
Yeah. We that's our coverage for Sandman cast for Sandman season 2, episodes 3 and 4.
And we will be doing our very best to be more releasing these in a more timely manner.
Yeah, we only have 2 more episodes to cover on the last podcast, which will be next week. You'll get them.
They dropped the other ones too. The whole season's out.
Yeah, I know, but for the podcast, though, yes, we will do episodes 5 and 6 on the next podcast. So you guys have enough time and everything. I'll put out everything out there for you guys to send in feedback and everything. But we're at that point at the end of the podcast, or towards the end. Podcast recommendations and where you could be heard.
I am woefully behind on all of my podcasts. I believe Jason just wrapped up the Squid Game podcast. He was doing a great job. I am 2 episodes behind. I assume he is still doing a great job because Jason always does a great job. Yeah, like I said, life's been life, and so listening to podcasts has fallen by the wayside for a little bit. I started catching up today with some horror podcasts that just happened to be the order in my feed. Yeah, they're my favorites. And so that's my recommendation. If you is anything on Podcastica or Pirate Core, everybody works their butts off and puts out a great product. So if you're watching any of those shows, or you're interested in the shows, or you just like hearing people talk about stuff they're passionate about, check them out.
Yeah. All I could say is definitely check out the podcastica.com for all the other podcasts that are out there. Jason has been continuing on the rewatch of Walking Dead. So you could go back to that and go back in time as they're rewatching certain things. They did their coverage of Squid Game season 3. Is it?
Yes. The quote unquote final season. I'm
And
not saying anything more than that. Just in case you haven't finished watching and there would be a spoiler knowing any further information, Mark.
I don't have any information because I haven't really been following up. I haven't even finished Squid Games. So that tells you how far behind I am. Anyhow, but what is coming up, you will get Alien Earth coverage on podcastica.com. Yeah. Gotta love it. I wish I could be covering it, but I have way too much stuff going on.
Yeah, you're spread thin enough.
I'm spread way too thin. Anyhow.
When does that show start? It starts soon, doesn't it?
Oh, it does within the next week or so. Ooh. Check it out.
I saw an ad before some movies recently.
Mm-hmm.
Looks so good.
Oh, it does. It looks great. It's pretty much
the 12th. It comes out on the 12th.
Yeah, which is not too far away. So
It's a week from the night we're recording. Hey, look at that.
exactly. Hello.
So now if you want to sleuth it to figure out what night we're recording.
But the funniest is that this is pretty much what we should have gotten from Alien 3.
Yeah.
It was the original script idea for Alien 3. For those who want to go through the rabbit hole, go through it. After Aliens from James Cameron, Alien 3 came out. No, it was not on a prison planet. The first script, honestly, had Ripley. Who is it? Michael
Oh my
Bihn's
God.
character?
Michael Bihn's character?
Yeah, from Aliens. And Newt showing up on Earth, and aliens showing up where? On Earth.
Oh no.
But they did it on a prison planet, and they killed off Hicks, which was John Bean. And Sean, no, not John Bean.
Sean Bean.
Michael Bean.
Right.
I keep saying that. Michael Bean and Newt. And they killed them off in that whole third movie. And this is what literally has been culminating for years is we want to see aliens on Earth and what would be the aftermath with the
Do
military.
we want to see them on Earth?
You never know. We kind of got that with Aliens versus Predator at certain points.
Yes.
But in this case, it's just aliens and how humans have to deal with it. So let's watch, and I'm going to be watching as a watcher, as I always do, because I look like a watcher with my big bald head. So I look like a Watu from freaking Marvel. Anyhow, I'll be watching that show and enjoying it and get to listen to Jason and everybody else talk about it. And then
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so excited to listen.
I like that idea. And on top of that, they are we have other stuff out there too that I would highly recommend on What's On Tonight that Becky does. I have been with her in this journey for Dexter Resurrection, and we've been covering that.
So if you're a fan of Dexter, you're gonna like this show. If you like the show, listen to the podcast.
Yes, have fun. I'm kind of the comedic take on it and have fun and point out a few things. This last episode of the podcast, me and Steve Brown, my other cohort, I should say, from Panels to Pixels podcast, kind of broke down on our thoughts and ideas and where it could go. And we'd have fun with it. And you should be checking out episodically along with the podcast and having fun with that. There's a cool link that actually Paramount had put out. And if you liked the serial killer convention, they actually go deep diving into Freighter's little museum.
Yeah.
And you can find that out on Paramount.com.
And did you get a vibe, since we're talking about it? I'm watching the episode where... Okay, spoilers for...
It's fine.
Dexter.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened, fast forward about, 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
But we've got the serial killer luncheon. Does that remind you of the serial killer convention from the first season of Sandman? That was the total vibes I got. Yes. I'm watching it with my boyfriend. I'm like, this is like Sandman.
Yes, I brought that up. I actually brought that up during the podcast. So
okay, good. Like I said, I didn't realize you were doing a podcast on it. I apologize. I'm a terrible friend, so I actually downloaded those earlier tonight. So I'm going to catch up.
It's fine. It's fine. I mentioned you and I mentioned the Sandman cast. Yeah, I brought that up, and I thought it was a fun thing too.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, you guys got to go. If you like that, go listen to Sandman.
All right.
So yeah, you could check me out on What's On Tonight when we cover our Dexter Resurrection coverage. You could hear me on Panels the Pixels podcast. As always, Jayme and I are doing this here with Sandman Cast on podcasting and Panels the Pixels podcast. We are also going to finalize and finish up Invincible season 3 with this what the following or last episodes that we have available to us. We're going to finish that up, and Steve and I are going to finish up in Ironheart, which will be great because by August, the end of August, we're going to get Peacemaker, and we're going to cover that. You could probably hear Rob, Frank, Adam Rodriguez, and myself talk about the different version of Superman that came out because the new Superman movie came out, and our overall thoughts about the new Fantastic Four film. So that you can find on Panels to Pixels podcast, wherever you get at your, within your podcast player of choice. And with Adrenaline Cinema podcast, I gave Jayme the doc, but we will eventually be doing it. Friday the 13th, part 6.
Yes.
One of my favorite Friday the 13th movies.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I have trouble picking a favorite. It varies, but that one jumps up to the top every so often.
I think that's when I graduated from being a scared little child in high school to the point where I'm loving horror. Wow. Zombie Jason. So yeah, we will be recording that in the near future. So look forward to that. Also, Steve and I will be doing Lethal Weapon 3. So for Adrenaline. So we're trying to get more stuff up for you as far as content. I know it's been like, hey, Mark, you haven't put out anything. I know I've been a little bit relaxed.
Life has been lifing. It's okay.
I know, and I understand. But also, I will be doing the Pirate Core Music Podcast. I will be doing and conducting a talk about my friend Jeff Altieri's band and Rage, who is part of the hardcore scene front and music in Staten Island and the NYC area, their history within the hardcore music in that area within the 5 boroughs. And we're going to talk about them, their history, where they are, what they're doing now, what stuff you could see online, talk about past shows, events, who they opened up for. Keep in mind, I'm looking to do that. I love Jeff and those guys.
I'm curious if I saw them. I was pretty deep into the New York hardcore scene.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah, I probably have.
And we're going to do something like that. It's going to be pretty much like an interview. I'm going to be talking to my friend Jayme, not Jayme Dimmick, right here. Yeah, exactly. My friend James Melville, I call him Jayme. Anyhow, we're going to talk about music health and how it helps you and how to help you mentally, and his love for Slipknot. And we're going to do that sometime soon as well. And then eventually my friend Rob Muir and I will be doing a whole Iron Maiden perspective before the actual documentary comes out. I think they're launching it on Netflix. I'm not sure exactly. Keeps changing. But we're going to do our thoughts because we've lost a few members over the past 3 months and of the original Iron Maiden crew. And, I was part of an Iron Maiden tribute band way back in the day in the early 90s. You'll laugh. Yes, I had long hair, everybody. I'm not the bald, crazy creep that you see in before you. Anyhow.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, she's seen pictures of me with long hair, which is really scary because it's all stringy. Anyhow, we have a lot more content ready and to come to you, at least. I don't want to give you times and dates at this point, but they will be out there and they will be coming to you. Rob and I, my friend Rob Muir, and I will also be doing on Adrenaline Cinema podcast. We're going to talk about the movie Rad, which I hold dear to my heart too, because I was a paper boy and I love BMX biking. So we're going to talk about that as well. So a little bit of that for podcast recommendations, things that are coming up. But for you to submit your feedback, literally all you have to do is go to talk@podcastka.com And if you head to podcastica.com, there's a handy voice message link. And, check us out on the social media Facebook, facebook.com/podcastica. On Twitter, it's @podcastica, and Instagram @housepodcastica. And while you're there, if you haven't already, check out the other podcasts on podcastica.com. I've already mentioned a few.
Yeah.
And so did Jayme. For Panels to Pixels podcast, we can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast player of choice that you have. There are ratings and reviews for Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please do so. 5 stars are always welcome.
Always.
And also give a verbal, text out and write out your thoughts. Let us know. And with that, you could also send us an email. panelstopixels1@gmail.com. You could send us comments on a podcast. You could send us your thoughts about the podcast itself, things that you want us to cover on the podcast. And that can be sent to panelstopixels1@gmail.com. Panels spelled out, 2 is spelled out TO, pixels and the number 1@gmail.com. We could be found on Facebook, and that would be facebook.com/panelstopixels, or on Instagram @panelstopixels podcast. And what's found on Facebook is found on Instagram. So whatever comment you leave, I'll get it on both. We could be found on YouTube. All you have to do is search for Panels to Pixels podcast. All you have to do is subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when a new episode is up, which is pretty much the podcast as it is, or you can be surprised with some video content. Keep in mind, I've done some interviews. Comic Book Man, Kevin Smith, a few other people, and it's fun. And then, whatever is commented, I will get information, and then also give us a thumbs up.
Yay, we like thumbs ups.
Yep. So,
or if you've got some constructive criticism, by all means, leave that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that. So next week we are covering season 2 of Sandman. Episodes, what?
5 and 6.
There you go.
Yes, 5 and 6.
And
pleasant dreams or unpleasant nightmares, everyone. Take care.
I just want to thank everyone for listening. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jayme.
And this was Sandman Cast, and we'll podcast in your dreams.
Good night.
And for you panelers, same podcast, different panel, different pixel. And this was Panels to Pixels podcast. And we'll see you on the next panel. Bye-bye.
Bye.